It's TGI Now time, back again in the K420 studio discussing real authentic truth talk, freedom of speech, and living in the now. Freeing your mind.
One episode at a time.
Shit, we trying.
Boom.
Boom.
Back like we left something.
Shit, we trying.
Look at that. We live in
Boom.
the house. What's up, boys?
What's up?
Going on?
Can't call it.
Huh?
You in,
Can't call
the, you
it.
in the Matrix today? Or no?
Yeah, I was in that motherfucker.
You was in there?
Yeah, I wasn't doing shit. I was just walking around, you know.
Nah, hold on. I see him driving the brand new Jeep.
Little test drive.
Yeah, you
Jeep
know.
Cherokee. I had the
Test
fuck
drive.
out of here, bro. Shit.
You don't let you touch the track hops and shit, you know.
Yeah,
That's funny.
his Jeep is in the shop. But yeah.
All
So
right.
how was your week, man?
Everything's good, man. Everything's going good. Can't complain. Just watching Trump making these billion-dollar deals.
Crazy.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Up
And
to
you know
10
the good
trillion
thing?
already.
This last week, man, fucking fake news media was saying, "Oh, look what he's done. These tariffs. These tariffs. I told you they were strategic, bro. They were only a fucking bargaining tool.
The
man.
art of the deal.
He wasn't trying to fucking tariff everything. He was trying to tell them, "You're gonna tariff us? Okay,
Yep.
tariff you too."
Yep. The art of the deal. That's what it is.
Hell yeah,
That's
bro.
what it comes down
That's
to.
what it's about, bro. You got to look at it that way. He's a businessman. He's running this country like a business, like it needs to be run.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Every other country is. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Exactly.
Now we're too busy trying to be fucking correct and everything else.
It wasn't no
political correctness
We're
and all
trying to
this
solve the
bullshit.
country. That's what the fuck they
Trying to
was
teach
trying
our
to do.
kids all kinds of nasty, ugly shit.
No.
You know, but
it's-
that's why we need to stand up. You know.
yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, we need to get it right, bro.
Yeah, so I was watching it earlier today before you guys came in. Trump was, over there in Saudi Arabia, made that trip. It's like the full circle of the world tour. Remember, he went
Right.
before and he did the sword dance and he went and met all these different people.
He did the peace talks too. He got
Exactly.
the Abraham Accords.
Yeah. So now it's coming full circle now. So now he's talking about peace in the Middle East now.
Real deal peace in the Middle East.
I'll play that clip. We have basically explains it right here. Yeah, you're getting real peace now is what it comes down to.
Up to 10 trillion already.
Yeah.
In Saudi Arabia today, Donald Trump just laid out a vision. Not one of conquest, but of cooperation. Not a new world order, but a new Middle East. He said, a future where the Middle East is defined by commerce, not chaos. Where people of different nations, religions, and prayers build cities together, not bomb each other out of existence. This isn't about turning away from Israel. It's about turning away from war for everyone. The warmongers won't like it because peace threatens their power. But this is what a true geopolitical shift looks like. It's happening, and the old world is trembling. My friends, we are all anonymous, and peace is the revolution they fear most.
The new generation of leaders is transcending the ancient conflicts of tired divisions of the past and forging a future where the Middle East is defined by commerce, not chaos, where it exports technology, not terrorism, and where people of different nations, religions, and creeds are building cities together, not bombing each other out of existence. We don't want that.
Standing ovation he got. Get a standing O for that. And like we talk about all the time, he says, I want people to stop dying. So he's like, let's do the opposite.
Peace. He really wants peace, but these Democrats, what they want is war.
Yeah.
There's money in war. Dude.
War pays the bills.
Yeah. But now you can do the opposite.
Fucking armory, weaponry.
Yeah.
The money is in building.
Well, that's what he's
Build
doing. The
back.
opposite. Build back. Exactly. That's the key. He's building
No,
it
but
back.
the other guy wanted to build back better.
Well, that's build back the opposite. That was build back whatever.
What was it that you called it? Opposite day or some shit?
Yeah. It's all backwards, you know. But this is the full circle that you're watching. You're watching the boomerang come back around. When Trump did his world tour and he went to Saudi Arabia and he went to Israel and he went to China and he went to India, he was letting them know that like I'm coming.
He got a deal with China too now.
Well, yeah,
He made a
well,
deal
of
with China.
course, that deal was already made before. Remember, he had dinner at the Forbidden City with Xi back in 2017, 18. So he was already making these deals before. Then he had to go to pause. Then he had to go bye-bye, show everybody the corruption with the Biden fake administration. And now he's coming back around. Now he's going, I'm back. So now I need you to do that favor. Remember that favor I asked you to do? Remember, he saved bin Salman's life. Remember the shooting in Vegas? Bin Salman was supposed to get assassinated. He wasn't supposed to be the next king. Trump saved his life, giving him intel that they were going to try to assassinate him when he was in Vegas. That's why he's doing this all for him. This is payback.
They even gifted him. They gifted him a plane.
Yeah, not even him. No, it wasn't for him.
It wasn't for him.
They're trying to say it's for him.
They're trying to say it was for him. But now the United States got the plane because of him.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not given to him.
It wasn't given to him. He said it. He said that it was given to the United States of America, to the government.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't because of him, they would have been in that 40-year-old
that piece of the other one.
That fucking Air Force One. Oh yeah, show this video. This video is badass.
You like this video?
I like this video. This fucking video is nice.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah. Now the music is fucking badass.
Yeah, it's funny.
But it's basically him. It's basically what he did. You know, just showing up and getting the royal treatment.
I said the king's in the building. Tell me how you feeling. Yeah, I said the king's in the building. Tell me how you feeling. Yeah. Now I'm about to show them how to make it in America. She's a ugly Betty, all America forever. Am I speaking clear enough? AC Dub, turn me up. I be chasing green like I'm running after turnip trucks. Who am I? Think you know? Bakers, man, I get that dough. All I see is Charlie Sheen, so I'm on my Emilio. That's the vest, that's the bond. They don't be what I be on. Every track I poop up on, I turn it into great poop on. Parliament, hit the stage, turn this to a penny raid. Tough back to follow like a band without a Twitter page. Guess that means I'm going in. Other rappers sitting wait. Basically, I'm getting money. You just watch the getaway. Just
It's like the Saudi White House.
Bro, he's fucking gangster, bro.
Right?
He's
like
gangster.
It's like he's showing the White House.
DJs all the same, but I gotta watch.
Yeah, Trump didn't take the drink there. They all gave him a drink, but he holds on to his. He didn't drink it. He's like, he's like, as much as I feel comfortable here, I'm not drinking this.
My back.
Oh,
Is that what his alcohol they're giving him?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was alcohol.
When you make it to the top, they look like Casey Affleck. Oh, you wanna beef with me, but really I don't know you. Tell these Doug funnies that I keep that killer tone. Now put your hands to the ceiling. Oh, what a feeling. Got this place rocking like Elvis in the building. About to make a killing, going for $1 million. Keep this place rocking like Elvis in the building. Men, women, and children, tell me how you feeling. Got this place rocking like Elvis in the building. About to make a killing, going for $1 million. Keep this place rocking like Elvis in the building. Starting Arcade Fire every time I spit that yoga flame. Don't act like you don't know the name. It's similar to Novocaine. So propane, so profound. You ain't know I shut it down. Must be Steven.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That is Saudi Arabia.
I think the table's made of gold.
Right?
Look at the table.
I know.
Bro, you know how much loot these motherfuckers
Nobody know how much money they got.
I mean, they say Elon Musk got money.
No, we ain't even looked over there.
They got
We ain't even looked at that money. Ancient times money. This money is so old. Jesus was alive when this money was around.
True story.
For real. That's how many people that money was around when Jesus was around.
That is real as fuck, bro. Hell yeah.
That's funny. We got like some comments in the thing. Trump's tall, but he looks short compared to some of those guys. Yeah,
you know, motherfuckers tall over there. The average man is 6 foot over there.
I know. I like it. They all wear flip flops. Like,
you're a flip flop guy.
Flip kingdom.
Fucking guy. He's always in his flip flops.
I'm thinking, I might want to go over there.
I might want to go to Saudi just because they wear flip flops.
Appreciate you guys in the chat checking us out. We got Mike from To The Point. We got Vince.
What up, bud?
We got a whole crew up there. We got our new angle so you guys can see us a little bit better. So They got too much money that's not even accounted for. Yeah, right. It's
Actually,
well, we always talk about like we could be like them, like Dubai.
We should have been like that.
Yeah, we should be that way. I think that's where we're headed.
But that's where we're headed. Remember, the streets will be paved in gold. If you look in the Word of God in the Bible, it talks about the new heaven that the streets will be paved in gold.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if my son, when he went to Abu Dhabi, he said that was the most beautiful place he's ever been in his life.
Yeah.
He said that you go to the rent the car, they got Ferraris.
Yeah.
Like that's the rent place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's badass shit, bro.
Yeah. No, I think that's where we're headed. I mean, that's what you see happening is in real time. You're seeing the transfer of power.
So this is my question then. Why is it that the other side don't want it? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you want destruction in
because I think
beautiful peace?
Because I think that they're so far compromised, and that it's a fight between good and evil. So I think that part of that side, they're just pure evil, and they don't care. So they have no. However, I always say they don't have any regard for human life. Kind of like they're not human. So that's what I think it is that side. They're just evil. It's an evil entity. It's an evil force that there's no way that they can handle love, because that's what it's all about, is love. We're supposed to be in love. We have to love each other, not kill each other, like Trump's saying. I want people to prosper. I want this whole region to prosper with peace, not chaos. It's order out of chaos. And that's what you're seeing happen. And we're seeing order out of the chaos that was happening the last 4 years. That was all part of it, was the 4 years worth of chaos. Now he's coming back around and he's saying, hey guys, I'm back. I told you I'd be back. I'm back in power. Now I need those favors. We got to do these deals so that we can make this happen.
Man, so I was watching the video before we even started the podcast.
Yeah.
I was thinking how great it is that he's president now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
But we didn't because he wouldn't have been president. Would have served a second term.
No. That's what had to be set up, was the pause.
And then we would have had fucking maybe Pence, a fucking traitor.
Well, anything.
Back to fucking.
Well, you have to go all the way back even farther. You got to go back to, if Hillary would have won, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation. No. So that's where it would have been. We would have been at war with Syria. We'd been war with.
You think the world was sensitive before Trump got in here? If Hillary was in fucking office, bro,
it would have been all she wrote. That's what it comes down.
I truly believe God appointed this man to win. And he had to lose. And not lose, but it had to get stolen from him. This way we can see how corrupt. Yeah. Because we didn't know. A lot of us were blinded. We did not know the corruption that was going on in our own government.
Exactly. And that was part of the pause. That was the pause. That's the whole thing. That's why the 4 years of Biden was so pathetic. Like, that's what had to show people, like, look at how pathetic this is. Like, this is really bad. Like, what is this guy doing to us? And then Trump comes back around and set all those deals up before Biden came in office. So everything was set up before that. It was just a matter of him having to come back and be able to do it all over again. And so it did happen. I see the boomerang. It's the full circle. It's coming back around.
I think they just released the last American prisoner too in Gaza.
Yeah. So I mean, things are happening fast, dude, like fast and furious. Like, that's what it comes down to. It's a lot of things changing, a lot of transfer of power, a lot of wealth transfer going to happen. Then we're going to have the Jubilee. The Jubilee is what's coming next.
Rumble.
There we go. Now we're back. There we go. No, it's StreamYard. My internet's been wonky lately.
No, but it said it's not you, it's me. It was probably Rumble, so it could have been a StreamYard.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, but that's okay. Goodbye.
So we got it.
Anyway, but so you were saying?
No, it's the boomerang coming back around. It's the revisiting of everything that happened back in his first term. So now we're seeing it happening all over again. They're taking it. Remember the the sword dance. Remember the sword dance from back in 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have that. That's when he went and did all that. He went and just did the destruction of the old guard. See it right there. And so then he went and did the whole world tour. So then he goes around to the different places. Went to Saudi Arabia. They already got that taken care of. That deal was already made. Now, this is where people, when we weren't paying attention, this is before you and I knew each other. This is 2017, 2018. That's when you were starting to be like, why are they trying to impeach this guy?
That's when I started waking up and I started saying, what the fuck is going on?
Exactly. So then you see what's happening, and then you're like, oh,
his world tour was what set him
Look how much
really up.
younger he looks, man. Wow.
yeah. So
Just a few years, man. Shit.
his dress. Israel submitted, it just he went to the different ones and told him who was in charge and what was going to happen next. So this is where people didn't see it. In the Vatican, what happened just recently with the Pope? The Pope died, so then here's the Vatican. He went and seen the Pope.
The new Pope.
The new Pope is back now. Who's that? What's his deal?
From the Chicago, from the Chi.
Yeah, from the Chi-town.
I don't know. I'm not Catholic, so honestly, I don't give a fuck about a Pope.
I never.
It never really mattered to me who's Pope because they don't really make it. Even though probably indirectly they don't make a difference, I know they make a difference in the world.
Well, it's kind of like the middleman of between you and God. That's
bullshit.
That's what I know. That's what it like kind of feels.
The middleman
like.
between me and God is space.
Exactly.
It's in between. That's it.
My
Everything else is
conscience
through prayer.
is the middleman.
It's not bullshit. They say you need to pay a certain amount.
My
of money.
conscience
You
is the
need
middleman.
me to pray for you. You need to pray to this person or that person.
Yeah.
That's all fucking lies, man.
Yeah.
That's how they manipulate the people.
Everybody got to know
That's how they
right
control people.
line.
Let me tell you, religion, bro, is one of the best ways to control somebody.
Yeah, 100%.
Guilt.
Yeah.
That's how they control people over in
Guilt
Saudi
and
Arabia.
shame, bro. How dare you?
Wipe out a whole nation because they don't believe in the same God.
Fuck you.
Y'all God talking about the same thing, love.
But I gotta tell you,
And
something,
somehow they
bro.
manipulated you to think that
We
they're
can
against you.
Yep.
We can talk about what we want, but I can tell you this though. I just had that sub.
Yeah, it's
Bro,
good,
that
right?
pizza, that
Bro,
Philly
that fucking
pizza.
put that thing on there, bro. That's what I just ate, bro. I just ate that bad boy.
Never mess with a Philly.
Oh, Philly
God.
cheesesteak, bro. I love them, man.
Nah,
And he
God.
does them right, bro. Them things are so beefy,
It's so
bro.
big, right?
I didn't put it on video. I didn't make it to the fucking show.
At all.
I came in hungry.
That looks good.
I came in, I was hungry.
Yep.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, Johnny at Caps, we appreciate
Yeah,
you.
man. John,
Take
I
care of us
appreciate
again.
you always, always. John's the man. So if you guys looking for some pizza, looking for some, some good food, he does not only pizza, does subs, he does spaghetti, he does all kinds of shit. They're really good. Beer and wine. They got a nice little party spot. Pac-Man. I mean, it's a good spot. How long have they been around that time?
And they've been around since 1987.
1987. Wow, that's a
Knocking out
long
people
time.
since
So if a
1987.
restaurant's been around that long, they got to be doing something right.
That's right.
And I will tell you, man, I had a slice of their pizza, and that pizza was delicious.
So good, dude. That's
Holy shit. I told you, man, you know how to pick pizza, John. Shit. But yeah, John, man, we appreciate you so much, man.
Oh,
we
yeah.
know your sister's out there killing it too at Nikki's place. So we're wishing you both the best. And always a deal. Look, $10.99 pizza.
Yep, can't beat that.
I tell you, man.
Prices are coming down.
Yeah, man. John's always been good, though.
Right.
John's a patriot.
Right.
That motherfucker, he's about this. He's about an County, bro. There he goes right there.
Him, his mom,
yeah.
Yep.
Mother's Day.
Yep, Mother's Day had a good
Yeah, I
Mother's
saw
Day.
that. Put a like on that.
Place was packed today.
That shows some love on it.
Yep.
Oh, there goes that sub again. Oh.
Right.
See the type of stuff they do?
Yeah, it's good, right?
Well, that's what I want
Oh,
next
man,
week. A
that
club
makes-
sandwich.
Yeah, we're gonna order those next.
Get the club.
Yeah.
And get the club.
Get the
Yeah,
club.
yeah. I'll get
Rub
a
it
club
up in the
next time.
club.
Yeah.
And
There
next
you
week
go.
we're gonna get the club.
All right. Well, give them a call, 772-770-CAPS, capspizzamenu.com. Tell them TGI Now sent you. Get 10% off. Tell them we said, hey,
Knocking out pizza.
1987, buddy.
Amen. Amen.
1987.
So thanks a lot, Jam. Check out Caps. They're out there by Oslo on 27th. I'm telling you, you will not. I'm a New Yorker, and I'm telling you, they make good pizza.
Yeah, it's good pizza. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
they make good
stomach's
pizza.
full. I was chowing down before you guys got in
Yeah.
here. Got a comment here. Caps is awesome. Great
Yes,
plays,
they are.
great people. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Vince.
That's the truth. But anyway, man, just want to just put it back there. I was thinking about something, John, that when we came in, and I had asked you about the China deal.
Mm-hmm.
You say that it was something that was already pegged out. They hasn't really described how the deal looks.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently there's a deal on the table.
Yeah.
I think it's tariff to tariff. They probably lowered the tariffs at 25% each.
Yeah.
Because Xi's a greedy motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, but again, like I said, when you're sitting, and I've been listening to the book, The Art of the Deal with Trump, and I listen to it at night. And and again, it's one of those things where if it's the best way to do it is just be able to walk away from a deal. You're in the car business, so it sucks. The worst thing is when somebody gets up and says, "I'm out," and you're like, "Fuck," it's like, "Oh shit, I got to get that." Well, maybe I missed something. Maybe I should have pulled the trigger. Trump just says, "Fuck it, I'm out," and it makes them think about it for a minute. And then they come back. So you know what, man, I'll pay the extra 500 or whatever, whatever it is,
500 trillion.
Yeah. That's what so I think he made those deals in the first 2 years of his presidency when the evil pieces of shit weren't paying attention, when they didn't realize what he was up to. Because remember, they didn't expect him to win. So then he gets
they realized what he was up to, and that's why they started teaching it.
He wasn't supposed to win. So that's what it comes down to. So they were like, oh shit, now what do we do? Oh, we'll just impeach him. We'll frame him. We'll say it's Russia, and then he'll be done, and we'll have to worry about him no more. And that
didn't work like that.
It didn't work. The Teflon Don didn't work. Now look at him. He's in Saudi Arabia getting
look at him now.
Yeah, look at him now. He's in Saudi Arabia after 32 felon conviction and God knows what else has happened.
Let me tell you something. He's the man, bro.
It's crazy.
Like I said, I'm not a Trumper. I mean, I'm not like a mega MAGA.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that. I mean, he's the man. And I always said in the beginning of the podcast when he wasn't president, I said the reason why we need him is because he's a bull in the China cabinet. He doesn't just fucking tear everything up, and that's what he did.
Disrupt it.
And that's why these fucking people are going nuts. Mm-hmm. Fucking bro, there's people still out there, supposedly educated fucking people who are fucking still thinking that this guy's fucked up. I'm like, don't you see what he's doing? I mean, look.
If you can't see after that.
Nah, people don't want to see. They're so blind. They hate him so much. This Trump deranged syndrome is real, bro. People do not like this man. I mean, they hate the man. They don't even know him. People can say they fucking cured cancer and they still hate that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know, bro.
Wait, the medical field is next, bro.
Yeah.
That'll be probably the last thing Trump touch probably will be medical. And bro, when that shit happen, he gonna probably release cures for shit. I'm talking about this shit gonna be crazy.
You know what it reminds me of, bro? His hate. The Jews hated Jesus, bro.
Yeah.
Because Jesus was coming to bring peace, the love that you just spread on your shirt, and the Jews hated him. I mean, they manipulated the Romans to crucify him, assassinate him.
Exactly.
They didn't want to do it, the Romans. They didn't want to because he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
But they did it.
Yep.
The same thing that happened to him when they were trying to crucify Trump. The courts had no choice. They had to do it because they were told by the government, do this because he's no good.
Yep. There you go.
He's no good.
But they did the same thing to Jesus,
exactly. Jesus. And then eventually Trump's he's going to give the power back to the people like he's doing, and then eventually he's going to go bye-bye.
Yeah, bro. It's I tell you, man.
Now's a good time for people listening right now that haven't seen this movie right here. Now's a good time to go watch it. The greatest show on earth right here. Go watch this movie on Rumble. I highly recommend it. It'll really make sense to people that don't understand why Trump is doing what he's doing now with Saudi Arabia and all these deals he's making. The best thing, you go back and watch it again. It'll be a whole different light when you watch it now, because when this movie was made, he wasn't president yet. He wasn't elected for the second time. It was still unknown if he was even going to become the president again. We weren't sure. We weren't know what was going to happen. He was going to get shot. Blah blah blah. He's going to die.
I am going to watch it again.
You should. You should watch it again. If you watch it again,
I did watch it.
I know, but
he wasn't the president.
Yeah, now that he's president,
we even talked about it.
We did a whole show about it. But if you watch it now and you look at it and you go, oh shit, because now in your head, now he's the president. He just visited Saudi Arabia now.
So we have it on our podcast, right? On our podcast page.
Yeah.
I'll grab it from you.
Yeah, I'll shoot it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now's the time to go watch it because now it shows the future proves past. Because now you're just like, oh, because it was unknown because you didn't know if he was going to win or not. So now he won. So now you watch it again and you go, oh, I see what's going on. So it's almost like they knew he was going to win for the second time after the pause. It's almost like it was written that way. It was scripted out that way.
I get it now. Yeah. That's fucking cool.
It's crazy, dude. Because
it's 100%. It's so real, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we've been talking about this for so long too, and then now it's almost like we prophesied this shit.
Yeah.
You know,
this is it right here. Yeah, it's on Rumble right here on Good Lions Films. He's the guy that made it.
Good.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to watch that movie, and we recommend it, it's on Rumble.
Yep.
It's free. Just fucking plug in and hit it.
Just hit it. It's about an hour and 50. It's about an hour and 20.
We saw it. It was a good movie. We had probably 2 years ago.
You watched it because it had the really good soundtrack. It had all the good 70s and 80s songs.
I told you, I think the music. The music was fucking badass.
Yeah. If we had time, we could watch it and do a whole show about it. Yeah.
We could do it again. We could watch it and come back, another time and talk about it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth looking into again.
Yeah, so make sure you guys watch it. Have some comments when we plug into the show. You guys can get involved.
Yep.
Again, we always invite our guests. So if you have a really cool topic and you want to be on the show, let us know. Talk with John. John, he's the one that handles all that. Let John know that you want to get on the interview. He'll give you a call. See if you're legit. See where you're at. We don't want any kind of crazy people. Just coming and fucking up our show. Being 100, just keeping it real. But so if you want to do that, just plug in with John. Just hit us on the comments that you have this topic that you want to talk about, or you work for the FBI, or you were involved with some CIA stuff, or you seen some aliens, or you're a fucking reptilian yourself, whatever. You want to come out and show us, seriously, just give us a ring, because we are a conspiracy theory show as well. We talk about a lot of stuff that people don't agree with, and I'm one of those people that don't agree with everything that we talk about, because I need to see things, but it's always good to talk about these things, because they're, we have to be, who would have thought some of the stuff that we see now is real?
Yeah. No, it's true.
Right? Who would have thought that we would have been wearing masks and locked up for days and weeks and months?
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought that people would have died of a vaccine?
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought that? Really? No, none of us thought it. But it happened.
No, it definitely happened.
It's
full disclosure, like we talked about. This is full disclosure.
What's happening with the chemtrails? Did you look into that with DeSantis?
Yeah.
So he wants to get them out, but do you know that it's not a state? It's a government. It's the government.
They've been saying that it's government.
Yeah, it's not state. Like like he doesn't. He's saying I could put in to get them done, get them, but it's not us.
Well.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
the government's just spraying us.
Yeah, the pilots even said it's the government that pay them. They're government workers when they work.
That's how it came out. Yeah. So these fucking chemtrails, because I see people coming into the shop coughing.
They feel like shit,
man.
Yeah, they feel like crap because it wears you out.
And then the thing is that I don't think it's just that. I think because I breathe in the same air and I don't feel sick. But what I'm thinking is a combination of that plus the prescription drugs that you take, the junk food that you eat, the fucking vaccine,
everything. It's
all that shit. It's a combination.
The 5G.
That thing there is just like a mix. Yeah. That's a good. I prefer to talk on speaker.
Yeah. It's the phone. It's the signal. It's the frequencies. It's everything around you. It just brings you into different frequencies, to where you're just like, you feel like shit. You're like, I don't feel good. My throat hurts and my head hurts. My head, because it's the food, the pharmaceuticals, everything. It's all part of it. Because all the pharmaceuticals are petroleum-based products.
Bro, who you telling?
Yeah, I know.
Bro, when you first met me, I had just gotten off of gabapentin.
Yeah.
I told you I just got off of gabapentin. It took me 6 months because it was addictive.
Yeah,
bro, I was on gabapentin, Wellbutrin, trazodone, and a fucking side plate of fucking Paxil.
Yeah,
they had me fucked up, bro. They had me with all kinds of shit. The VA just fucking plugging me with shit. Here you go. You were a good soldier. Die. Bro, I weighed almost 300 pounds. You seen me, Bondell, how big I was, bro. Fucking drinking like a fish because I don't know, the gabapentin made me want to drink or whatever.
There's a link between alcohol and pills.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
If
I
you're
was
on pills,
horrible,
they
man.
make you
I
drink more.
was miserable. When I got off of the medications, like John is saying, the fucking prescription drugs, whatever it is they put in them, my life got fucking 100% better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you saw it happen because I had just gotten off. You saw it happen.
100%.
We just became friends.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
You've seen it. And it's amazing, bro, what no drugs in your body, eating fucking clean can do to you.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I thought about the other day because I listen to these people talk when I'm sitting up at Green Marlin. I'll be having dinner. People be talking about like their pains or their knees. I got to get like a knee replaced, hip replaced, and then you realize it's like the reason why people have hip problems and knee problems is because of the pills that they've been taking for like the last 10 years.
It goes to your joint.
Killing your
Goes to your joint. So when you fucked your knee up when you went to Israel. That could have been a situation where the medication you were taking
had just worn down that joint
to where you were like, pop, and it just popped. And that's what happens because it's that medication. It's in your body that deteriorates your body. And
I was on my medications back then.
Exactly. And so that's where you're susceptible to getting injured. So people are like, I have a bad hip or I have a bad knee, got to get knee replacement. It's like, yeah, but what have you been doing? Well, I work my whole life or I run or I jog. And I'm like, yeah, but what else? And they're like, I used to take this medication. I'm like, well, that's what makes your fucking shit fucked up, bro.
How I found out like how that shit like pills leave sediments in your joints. I had a roommate in college, and he was like, I don't forgot what field he was doing, but it was something with biomed. Yeah. He told me, he was like, bro, people in Australia told him because he's fucking from Vietnam. He's a kid in the Rotary, so he's going from place to place.
He did yeah.
So fucking he's a foreign exchange.
Yeah.
So fucking he tells us he's over in Australia. Ecstasy is like a big thing. They say if you can't get ecstasy, they'll have somebody crack your back because that shit loads into your spine. It clumps up around your spine. Mm-hmm. And when it gets hard and they crack it, it's just like taking like the endorphins releasing.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? He was like, yeah, people who don't who like in their back and they can like break their back easier. Their backs are because that shit has them all clumped up. They get in a car accident, their shit can snap.
Yeah. So
just all burst.
Yeah, that shit don't belong in your body, bro.
Exactly. That's what it is.
I was like, what? Like, yeah, people who do pills, their bones are way weaker.
Now, you guys know, so I'm indigenous, right? So my mother our medicine came from outside.
Yeah.
My mother will go in the Bronx, will go through the parks and find certain herbs and plants and make medicine. Serious. Yeah. And you would feel better. She would take all these plants and put them in a thing, hot water, stir it up, make a little potion, a little candle, light it up, and then boom, here you go. Yeah. And you felt better.
Yeah.
Now you take a pill. But the thing is this, if you hear them in the commercials, it's so fucking ridiculous. Can cause death.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you got a headache. Sudden death. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you may have a headache. So you don't want to have a headache, you don't want to feel depressed anymore. Yeah. So you could cause neck pain, it could cause knee pain, pain, and sudden death.
More pain.
Huh? But it's called this. Come and get it. You know what I mean? And people are flocking to get it. And let me tell you something. I found out too, gabapentin is for seizure patients. I don't have seizures. Supposedly they say PTSD, bipolar, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
So the whole point is that they give it to everybody for everything. So these doctors are pushing pills because they get commissions. They get boat trips. They get all kinds of cruises. You understand? True story, bro. Rolex watches.
Yeah, they get everything.
They get all kinds of perks for pushing that medication on you.
They sure
and we're like, good. The doctor said to take
They stopped that shit. You can't do that shit no more. You can't go into the doctor's offices or no more. Those people who used to sell the pills and shit.
Oh no, you're talking about the pain management. No, those things are. I'm talking about gabapentin. It's not really for. There's no.
No, that's what it is. When they go in, when those people go in there, we need you to sell this many. they're giving the pills for shit they don't need to pay people who don't need them.
You're right.
Because
That's
the
right.
person is saying we need to
You're
push
right.
this many
Right,
pills.
because the doctors
You get a
win.
bonus
They
for
get
it.
bones from it.
Yeah,
bro. They get bonuses, all kinds of shit. I'm telling you.
Push this shit because we need. We'll get you a Rolex. You get a new Corvette.
you get all
you
you
get all
want.
this shit, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care if they foot about to fall off, give them this shit.
But think about it, how we trust our doctors to a point. Now,
Right.
my doctor died
Think about that.
because of COVID. He was vaccinated
Yeah.
a few years ago. I haven't had a doctor since.
No,
I still don't have a family
No,
practitioner.
I don't either. No.
You know,
I don't take any prescription meds
no,
whatsoever.
I'm going
None.
to the eye doctor because
Zero.
I'm fucking that blind. But what
That's
I'm saying
good.
is that
Zero. I take nothing.
no, we
One
don't
fucking-
need it.
No.
And look at you, bro.
Yeah.
You're in your 50s. You
57.
play fucking hockey
Yeah.
twice a week. Sometimes you play for 4 hours. Fucking, you're a goalie. You're
Yeah.
always active. You're always active. You're the
Yeah.
fucking goalie, bro.
I know.
Come on,
I
man.
know. I got
You know.
tournament this week at Thursday, Friday,
But
Saturday,
what
and
I'm
Sunday.
saying is,
Yeah.
you're in the gym.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do. I know how you eat.
Mhm.
You're mostly vegan.
Yeah.
So, bro, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
It makes
you
sense.
take care of yourself, and that's how come you're healthy.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, I never believed in that. I never believed in going to the doctor if I felt something wrong. Like even when I would have like a knee pain or a hip pain, like it's the first thing I think of is going to see Pam, and then she adjusts me, and then I'm back to
Yeah.
normal. I don't know. She's like my doctor. She's my doctor. So that's who I go see. If she can't fix it, then I need to go get something else. But usually 9 out of 10 times it's taken care of because of her. She just because she knows you're out of alignment. That's all it is. It's an alignment. People think it's just a knee thing or whatever. It's an alignment thing. Your back, your hip, it's all it is. It's not take a pill and then it goes away because that's what it is. That's what I would have done. I would have went to the doctor and they would have been, oh, you got a little inflammation here and give you this. Okay. And then you take it and then you're like, okay, I feel better. And then it comes back again and then you go get more and you go back again and go get more. And the next thing you know, I need a hip replacement.
You're addicted.
Yeah,
You
you're
need a
addicted.
hip replacement, and you're addicted to
Exactly.
fucking
You're
drugs.
addicted to pills. Exactly. And that's what it comes down to, unfortunately.
Instead of exercising it away.
Yeah. And look at the people in your gym.
Yeah.
I mean, you got them moving. You got that tennis pro guy. What's his name?
Roberto.
Yeah,
man.
I
84
remember
years old.
84 years old. Yeah.
I hurt my back in boot camp, and they're like, basically, like I got hit. We were playing in the field, and fucking this kid came up and he just blindsided the fuck out of me, hit me from behind, and I like flipped in the air.
Oh,
like
shit.
when I got up, like as soon as I tried to get up to like fight him, when I tried to get up, my back like locked up on me, so I like dropped me back on the ground. Like I was like, what the fuck? So I got up slow, and my back was still like crunched up. So instead of them saying like, yo, go get some rest or something, they gave me naproxen. And they gave me the 800 milligram naproxen. And they were like, just take 2 of these. I was like, that's 1600 milligrams.
Yeah, no.
Dude, that's crazy.
Bro, I took that shit, bro, the first time. I literally was walking around like
a zombie. Bro, when I was a
that shit
kid,
was crazy.
when I was a kid, they gave me a drug called Cinequan because they always said I had issues. So they gave me this drug called Cinequan.
I've heard of it.
Like,
Bro,
Yeah.
that's the original drug. It's before Ritalin, exactly. Let me tell you, bro, that thing had me, bro. I was like this. I was like just not even,
gone.
like I was just gone.
Yeah. you're just
So I
gone.
wasn't disruptive. You understand? So they liked it, but I was a heavy boy. I was an overweight child. You know what I mean? I didn't take care of my teeth. I just, it was almost like meth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I felt like,
Yeah.
if I think about it, because I just mentioned that, it was almost like they had me on meth while I was like this.
Yeah.
So I was a good student and quiet. I wasn't a smart student. I was a good student because I was quiet. You know what I mean? I wasn't
That's
disruptive,
what they
throwing
want.
shit. You know what I mean? And that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
So I remember that when I went to high school, well, I didn't make it to high school, but 8th grade, I just stopped taking it.
Yeah.
Because I started smoking weed and drinking beer, that shit. As you forget to take the pills. Now
Yeah.
you stop till you forget to take it.
Yeah. It's just,
And I noticed I was just feeling better.
I mean, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. You start to feel better and you're just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't take this after all.
No, yeah. I didn't need this.
Yeah.
Like why they gave it to me. I think all psychotropic drugs are are unnecessary.
There's no doubt.
You know, I don't think there's anything. I don't think that that you could say someone's psychotic or someone's antidepressed or someone's this or someone's that.
Yeah.
You know, I think that a lot of it is, you know, like per se, you have anxiety. You know, how you deal with anxiety with comfort. You comfort someone. You give them safety. You make them feel good.
Yeah.
That anxiety goes away.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the anxiety of the world.
Right.
That's
the anxiety, but now you just came over, comforted them, showed them the word you got on your shirt, some love, some safety, and the anxiety is gone, bro.
That's it. Instead of giving them a pill.
Exactly.
That's
you know, but we don't want touch. We don't want intimacy. We don't want love. No,
give them the pill.
Give them a pill. Let them fall out. It'll be fine. It'll be out of your way.
Go home.
Put them in front of the fucking TV. Watch cartoons all day.
Yeah.
You know, fucking dumb out. You know.
That's it. That's what it's all by design. It was all on purpose. You know? I realized that when Quinn was taking those pills, you know, I knew it then. I was like, that's no good. You know?
No.
And I knew it was wrong. I knew it deep down, but I still allowed it. But you know, thank God that it didn't go too long and too far. You know.
When I was younger, it was almost sad to say, if you got prescribed medication by a psychiatrist, you had to take them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The school required it.
Well, they do that when you're
a blood test and everything.
Well, if you're in foster care, they do that too.
Yeah, you have to give. I remember I had to give blood to make sure that I was taking the pills when I was younger.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't like I couldn't. Like my mother couldn't say, "I'm not going to give you these." Like he just said, "You didn't give Quinn his."
Yeah, it was like,
my mother didn't have that choice. She did it because otherwise she would have gotten arrested.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
we were talking about the 60s and 70s, so she would have gotten arrested.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it anymore. I had to stop. He was nodding out and stuff at the end of the day and everything, but he was focusing though. It was definitely working. I mean, I got to admit that it was working.
Well, what was he on?
It was on that Concerta, which is like Adderall.
Adderall.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just another name for it.
Well, Adderall supposedly what it does, it takes a part of your brain and just like narrows it into one.
Makes total sense.
It's where you could just like. So what it does actually, it kills your thinking, your imagination.
It's literally one molecule off from meth.
Right.
One molecule missing.
It's the same thing as Cinequan. So what it does is it's almost like what it
that's crazy.
It fucking it kills your images in the back. So now you focus on what's in front. But remember, our imagination comes from the back of our mind.
At every college in America, that is the biggest drug there.
Oh yeah, because it keeps them up.
Not weed.
No. It keeps them up. It keeps them focused.
You can literally study for something that night on Adderall. You go in the next day and you know that just shit. Like you're gonna kill it.
Especially with ChatGPT and all that shit too.
Right. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you'd be like just fucking killing it. That's crazy.
A lot of people depending on that shit, bro. That shit gonna get a lot of people fucked up because a lot of people are copy and paste with that shit, bro.
I know.
And that shit gonna start. It don't be spelling right. A lot of people don't realize it's still a learning program. So. It's gonna misspell. It's gonna.
Oh yeah.
So people don't realize that shit.
I'm using it right now. Actually, I'm using it to write a book right here. Yeah, it's right here. Let's write this one right here. This program right there at the bottom where it says it's not you, it's me. That's the program I use. It's called Copilot on Microsoft. And that's what I've been using to write a little book. You should do it, Eddie. You could write a book, man. I mean, we talked about you writing a book, but now it's easy to do it. Now it's like it's so like it's actually kind of eerily creepy when you're doing it because it's helping you. It's your co-writer. It's your ghostwriter is all it is. So you just give it input the information like, hey, I want to talk about the time my dad took me to the game and I first fell in love with playing hockey and goalie, and it'll fucking just break it down so nice and eloquent for you. It's not even funny. It's stupid.
I should check that out.
It's because I always said what I wanted to do because I was supposed to do a book in my life. What I want to do is do 5 comic books. Yeah. Like, like the Joker comic books I got, like the dark comics. 5 of those. Yeah. You know what I mean? Telling my life. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can 5 comic books. You just put it in there and say, I want to do a comic book version of my, my life, and just. I mean, Ron Delsey. We
talked draw it for you and everything. We draw the characters.
At first,
it would do everything.
It'll
ask you what you want them to look like. It'll create something. I wanted an original character. Or you have to.
Yeah.
If you say original character, it'll make you something nobody's ever seen before.
Yep. Yeah, I've been doing. I mean, I don't spend a ton of time doing it. I just take maybe an hour here and there out of the day just to get on there and just like start chapter.
That's good.
Like I already got the intro. I got the intro, and I got the dedication, and then I'm on beginning of chapter 1, just starting to piece out chapter. Then it breaks it down. It'll break, like Rondell said, it'll break down the chapters for you. It'll give you the title of the chapter, what you should focus on in this chapter based on your personal experience and all that shit. It's fucking stupid.
Should have
So,
turned it.
John got his own auto pen.
Yeah,
Bro, they use that ass. Hey, they use that shit at work now.
I'm sure.
I'm telling you, bro, for fucking like
Yeah, his own auto pen like Biden has.
they be using it for some of the salespeople be using it for when customers say no to shit.
Yeah.
They go and fucking Google what do you say back?
Yeah.
And ChatGPT will give you some crazy shit to say back.
Well, yeah.
How dangerous is that though?
You're
What does
feeding
it
a
do?
learning program, so like
What does it do though?
it's learning. That's
It's
it.
learning.
So ChatGPT mostly is
Forget about the Chat GPT. What does it do to you?
it makes people lazy as fuck.
And stupid.
That's what I keep telling people. I
And
tell a lot of
stupid.
people because you think you can just copy and paste from this shit and slap it on this fucking thing. No, bro.
You lose
You're
your
gonna get-
creativity.
Bro, a lot of people are gonna go get kicked out of schools for plagiarism.
Yeah. I think the way I looked at it, because like writing the book, it's like almost an autobiography that I'm writing. It's like about playing golf.
No, that's different.
I know, but even that though, Eddie, it takes you to a whole new level because it's like Rondell said, it's learning. So it's learning about me, number one. So it's learning about me and my life, and then it's also scouring the internet for everything else that you're putting into it. So it's a little scary. It is.
I met a lady, right? I trained her actually. Her job was to write your story. How she did it, and the reason why I was so interested, she's the one that gave me the idea of the comic books. You would talk to her. She would record you as you're talking. She will come by in a few days and tell her your life story, right? Give her whatever you have written, any pictures you want, and she'll write your book, your story.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. She's just because she's a writer, because there's writing school and all that. Because she's a writer, she could put the words chronologically, everything correct.
Exactly.
Us, we'll skip. Oh yeah, I forgot to put that down.
Exactly.
She will catch that and put it. It takes time.
That's what it does.
Right, but that's what that's doing in record time.
That's what it does. 100%.
Yeah, the same thing. So it's just taking the place of the lady I trained.
Yeah, no, it is. It's 100%.
Yeah,
it's doing. It's scary. It is. It becomes a little bit creepy and emotional at the same time because you're talking to it. You're having a conversation.
I think what Rondell's talking about more is resumes, fucking essays, fucking doing your homework. Like you go into school and you're like,
you're not gonna learn.
This is what the teacher
Just
said.
gonna learn.
This is what the teacher said. How do I answer that question?
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Okay, done. I don't have to think about it. So I lose my thought.
Yeah.
I lose research. I lose all that. Because now I'm a fat, lazy fuck in front of my Chat GPT, in front of my computer, in front of everything, not doing shit in life because, I'm comfortable.
Pretty easy.
What was the name of that movie? I mentioned it once before with Bruce Willis that he played the part.
Oh, fucking, God, I know.
But you know the movie anyway.
My tongue, yeah. I can't remember. I know.
That he was in. He was like his character was like like AI, like something not real, robot.
Yeah.
It wasn't even him. He was just in front of a screen. He never left his house.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it now.
Remember that his wife was out partying, getting high with all these people, but she really was in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it is that way. I mean, like Rondell said, like if you have it, if like you're not selling the deal and you want to answer the question, that's where you don't think. Like you're just giving it the input. Like this is what the customer said. What should I say back to make the deal? And it'll just shoot it back to you. That's it. And that's where you're not making a decision at that moment. It's not authentic is really what it comes down
Literally.
to.
You lose originality.
You lose total originality.
Humanity a little bit every time.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense because I could see myself like the customer said no, I'll be right back, man. You see yourself do it like the customer said, nah, I don't want to do it for this because of this, that, and the other, the car. That's not a big deal. Just tell her that this, that, that. Okay, perfect. And then you go like, hey, man, well,
it talks like that. That's not a big deal.
Yeah,
just tell her.
That's what it does.
It literally talks to you like a fucking human back.
It does. Yeah, like when I'm
That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And I don't
It
even
tells
use the
jokes.
audio on it.
It
I
throws
just use
jokes in there with it and everything. Like, she might laugh at it either. Like,
Yeah. I just type it in. I don't talk to it, but it's still the same thing. But yeah.
I think that we walk around with a device that records everything we do anyway.
already.
But
And God forbid we lose that device. Oh my God, my phone.
Right.
Where is it? Where's my device that records everything I do?
The tracking device.
My tracking device.
As Kelly calls it, the tracking device. That's
You
what
know,
it is.
I took a week off the phone.
Nice.
Remember, you were around.
Yeah.
I took a week off the phone. It was nice, bro.
Yeah.
No phone.
Yeah.
Nobody calling, nobody texting. There was no phone.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Peace.
Bro, who grew up with a phone? I mean, when we were kids, we didn't have phones.
Nothing,
I mean, shoot, we had fun.
yeah, right around the neighborhood, playing friends.
Yeah. Mama called you from the window.
Well, get home.
Now they call you.
They just got to
Can you just come home?
text you. Just get home. They're tracking you anyway.
They're tracking you already. They
I
got
had
these
to be in the house
programs.
before the lights came on the street.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well-
Well, those days are over. I mean, that's the part that's the dying world. It's what we decide to do with what we're going forward. Here's a perfect example. I was talking to easy buddy, easy guy. Damn.
Stick a fork in.
He's done. Jesus. I was talking to drink some water.
Hit that water.
I was talking to Joseph on the side of the road, the preacher man. I stopped, talked to him, and he was talking about, what's going on in the world and all that. And, and I asked him, I said, what do you think's going to happen, Joseph? And he's like, I just think it's, we're living in the book of Revelations and, and everything along with it. And he was telling me the different things that were coming along with it. And he said, and I see that we're going to prosper like we've never prospered before. This is what a preacher man on the side of the road, living in a camper with his wife and 4 kids, is telling me that we're going to see this abundance is coming for everyone. But it's all about what we do with it. It's how we act according to what we get in the abundance. Are we going to serve? Are we going to serve humanity? Are we going to serve God? Or are we going to serve ourselves? And that's what he said. And I was like, wow, man, I was like, and I see it, but it was just wow.
It's true.
We see it.
It's true because
Yeah.
one of the things I got this year was the first thing I said was it's going to be the year of abundance.
Yep. Easy on that one.
One of the things I only hold this one. One of the things,
Take a break.
yeah. One of the things that I said was I would not say no to money.
Yeah.
Because I would always say no. Somebody would say, "Here," I'll say, "No, I'm good, bro. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
Now I take it.
Yeah.
So instead of being like this, I'm like this.
Yeah.
Because I realize even the Bible says that He will entrust us with a little, then He gives us a lot. So what happens is that when we start to receive the little bit that we get, a couple of bucks, whatever it is, right? He sees that we're ready to receive.
Gotcha.
And how we handle that and what we do with that. You know what I mean? Then you start to get more. He starts to bless you with more because he's entrusting you.
That makes sense.
If he kept on saying no, it's like, I don't want the blessing.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't want the money. The universe is going to respond to what you tell it. No, I don't want it. No, I don't want it. I'm good. Thank you. The universe is thinking you're good. But when you start to receive and take it, you'll see how the universe will respond and give you more. I'm telling you,
that's what he basically said. Yeah, that's what he was saying.
It's biblical too. You know what I mean? So
no.
And I'm sure Joseph said that.
Yeah, he did. And he never used to get political with me when we would talk. We wouldn't bring up Trump or anything like that, or we would just talk about. But no, this time he was like, no, he's like, Trump is doing exactly what God's pointed him to do.
Yeah.
He sees it. He sees it. He's like,
he's a man of God, man. He's a prophet, Joseph. People see him on the side of the street, think he's a crazy man. He's not.
He's me and him. We stood on the side of the road the other day for like over an hour.
He gave up a business.
I know. We talked about it. I know.
A life to buy this brand. He bought it brand new. Top dollar.
I so
to
want
him and his family to come out and preach in Vero Beach.
I so want to do a sit down with him and just do a show with him and just to get him to tell his story. But he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't need to.
No, yeah.
He doesn't
I had
want
asked
to.
him too.
I know. I tried. I mean, and I know he trusts me. He's got to the point now where he would trust me to do
Oh, he
it.
sees the Jeep. He's waving.
Yeah, I know. That's what he said. That's what he said. Yeah. He brought you up. Yeah. He's like, I see Eddie cruise by in his white Jeep. You know. He's like, yeah. He's like, no. We were talking, and you know, and he just made me see that it is the best is yet to come, and that he sees it coming. And he's like, it's going to be wild, John. He's like, we're going to prosper like there's never been anything like we've ever seen before. He was like, it's good, but it's either you're going to go out and buy Lamborghinis and serve yourself, or you're going to serve your family, and you're going to serve God. And this, and I said, some people are going to just go buck wild and get stupid and get drunk on the abundance, and other people. And
I see abundance coming. I mean, it's already starting in my life. I'm already starting to see abundance.
Yeah.
I'm already starting to see good things happen for me. So
the birds are always singing all the time now. You hear
the birds.
Yeah, you see them all the time.
We couldn't see them where they were. There was no birds in there.
They were going anywhere.
And they were gone.
They were staying.
But now they're back.
They're back. That sounds.
So I do believe this is the year of abundance, the year of change, the year of just, you know, it's like I always said, you know, I look at it like this is my turn.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
Why not? Why not?
I'm up online.
Well, why not us? Yeah, why not us?
You know,
why not us? You know, we put the time in. You know, we've lived it. We lived in Babylon, and Babylon needs to fall, and that's what's happening. You know,
I believe it. I believe it, and I believe that this whole thing with Trump and this new administration and everything, it's because if you see the people that he chose, I mean, he took a lot of people from Fox. He just took Judy. Judge Janine. Yeah.
Well, it's a movie we're watching too. So you have to have great actors. What makes a great movie? What makes a great movie? Great actors, right?
Great actors, people that are known.
People that are known.
Yeah.
You know? So that's a big part of it. And Trump, and he does.
Pete Hegseth, it was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
I was shocked when he picked Pete Hegseth.
Again, but if you're running a movie, who would you pick? You pick a guy like him. Yeah. Exactly. That's why Trump said central casting. He's like central casting. He said, if I was to do a movie right now in CIA, he's central casting. I'd pick Pete Hegseth. You know, central casting, and he just like it's a movie. You know, look at them all. I mean, look at all the people he has around him. You know,
he took Duffy from 5. He took Judy from 5.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's building a team. You know, and whether you like the team or not, that's up to you. You know, that's all. There's no like, you know, rah. I'm not going around wearing a Trump jersey and then like it's my team. It's like, no, it's just like I'm watching the story play out right in front of us. And again, go back to the movie, The Greatest Show on Earth. If you really want to really see what's happening, just watch it now, Eddie. Because if you watch it now, you're going to go like this. You're going to do that face. You're going to go, and people can see the face better now. We got to go to angle. You're going to do that face. You're going to go. You just gonna look at it. You just gonna look at it and go, we called it. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
You are, because it's gonna be a whole different like thought process now. Because before we didn't know what was gonna happen. You didn't know if he was gonna die or what was gonna happen. Now you see that now he's in, and you're gonna be like, oh wow, this looks like it was scripted all along. This looks like it was already written. It's like, how was this written? This doesn't make sense, but it does make sense, because I always use the example that God wrote the end from the beginning. So we're walking it back. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been reading. That's what Joseph was telling me to read.
The Omega.
Yeah. So you're walking it back from the end. You already know the end. The end is the final hurrah. That's the heaven on earth. New heaven, new earth.
Right now, what we're living is in the dash.
In the dash, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
We're in the dash from the day you were born to the day you died. There's that dash. We're in the dash.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with your dash? Yeah. How are you going to live your dash? Are you going to live in regret, saying I should have, I didn't know? Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you feel you need to do, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Because what happens is that we hold ourselves back and we're afraid, and we'll never know. I'm reading this book on mental toughness, right? For the 75 hard that I'm doing. Anyway, in the book, he gave an example of this lady who was very poor, and she had like no hope. There was no reason for her to succeed. But through it all, I mean, she was a black athlete. I forgot her name. She was a black athlete, a track star. Mm. They didn't want to train her because she was black. So she trained in her father's farm field, and she couldn't afford sneakers, so she did it barefoot.
Huh.
Yeah, so she won 7 Olympics. You know, she won a lot in the end because of her persistence, her mental toughness. She did not let society tell her she can't make it.
Yeah. Exactly, because that's how powerful we are. That's
bro.
what it comes
Can
down
you imagine? Not only was she black, she was a woman.
Yeah, that's how powerful our minds are.
Double fucking.
Yeah,
you know. But
that's
regardless of all the bullshit she went through, and think about your life. You went to jail. You lost your job for speaking the truth. But regardless of it all, you're still here.
We're still here. Yeah. Somebody was saying that today. We're still here.
You're still here, bro. You're still doing what you need to do. Every Tuesday, we're on this fucking mic.
Just because of that reason. Yeah.
Just because of that.
Yeah.
You said I can't. Fuck you. Here I'm doing it.
Still doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't missed a week. That's one thing I tell people when we talk about it, they ask about a podcast or anything. Me and Kelly went out of town and I had my podcast shirt on and the lady asked me and she saw the tattoo and and it just was like it just caught to me. I was like, wow, like this is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like this is we're still here and we're still doing it. And we haven't stopped. And I tell them, we said we haven't missed. I always tell people, I said we've done 215 episodes.
Yeah.
So we have never missed a week.
Never missed a week.
4 It'll be 4 years in June.
4 years now.
4 years, the end of June. For June 21st is it'll be 4 years that we've done this podcast.
I remember for the first few months, we had one listener.
Yeah. And I was thinking about him today. It's funny you brought him up.
Wow.
Chris Stenson.
Yeah, Chris Stenson. And
I was just thinking about him today.
Shout out to his family and and his friends who are still my friends now on Facebook.
Yeah, that's funny you brought that up.
Chris,
I was just thinking about
Chris
him.
was the one that we had put it out on our Facebook that this may be our last show, and Chris said no, don't do it.
He did.
He said, "You guys are awesome. I'll let all my friends know."
He did.
And that's how his friends ended up listening to us.
Yeah.
And we just got so encouraged by him. And he was a man that was dying.
Yeah, he was dying. He knew he
was dying.
He didn't know when his last day was.
He didn't know when his last day was.
Every morning he woke up, and just like you just said, he said he was still here.
I'm still here. God bless him.
With his cup of coffee.
Yeah, cup of coffee. And he liked to eat. He ate his weed because he couldn't smoke.
That's right.
Because he had the emphysema.
Yeah. That's crazy,
man. That just made me tear up.
Right?
Fucking Chris. I remember, man, that he was our only listener for months. For months, no one fucking heard our show. And he was in fucking Pennsylvania.
He was.
He said he just fucking one day logged in and he heard us and he loved us.
Yeah, he was.
And it was crazy because we weren't on video, we were only on Spotify.
That's it. Yeah, we weren't on video like this.
You could only hear us. And he never got to see us, do all this. He heard us when we were one mic.
Yeah.
We had one mic.
Yeah, he would make every show I would post on Facebook. He would make a comment.
Always a comment.
And he would say, "That was a great show.
That
guys.
was a great show, guys.
You guys are really." He would just always had something else to say.
Can't wait for next week.
And I kept every time I was we would do the show, we just think of Chris saying, "Yeah, great show, guys."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, and my motto is, "We reach one, we reach all." And and like I said, he was dying. I mean, he knew he wasn't going to be around much longer, and he was still willing to sit there and listen to
what we had to say.
Yeah, and he said he knew this is what we had to do. He knew this was going to be our role, was to do a
thousands of listeners later.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we are 4 years later.
Yeah, I think we're in Spotify. We're over 100,000 listens total or whatever.
But that's great. But just think about that.
Yeah,
because of this one listener.
I know. Yeah.
So it goes back to anything. If one fucking person believes in you, one fucking person, just one person says, "Hey, you got this, bro.
Yeah.
Believe it, and fucking get it, do it."
It's true.
Wow.
It's real. It's real.
I just teared up for Chris. Anyway.
You did, I know.
I'm just a big softy.
Well, it's funny because I was thinking about it. I don't know what made me think of it. I was doing something.
Because we're connected. We're brothers, bro. We're brothers.
And I don't know what I was thinking about, something, one of our shows that we did or something. And then I was like, oh, yeah, Chris liked that show or something. And next thing you know, it's he popped in my head. I was like, yeah, Chris was our only listener for months.
Yeah, for months. He encouraged us to fucking stay on.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, good job.
Now here we are. I got a studio in my house and we're sitting here doing it every fucking week.
Third studio?
Yeah. The K420.
Yeah.
Still here.
Still here.
Yep, still here. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in.
You guys been on for a while?
Yeah, we're over an hour. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Anyway, listen, share the show, please,
Yes,
man.
please share the show in honor of Chris. In honor of our buddy Chris.
Yeah, do that. And as a matter of
That's
fact,
how we
really,
get going. Yeah.
really, just share the show and just think about Chris, how we encourage us. And if you guys have a small podcast and you guys want to get put out there, we just did it for someone for Enrique and
Tario
and Megan.
Yeah.
Megan Walsh, we're just starting their podcast. Even to the point, when before they started their podcast.
They got
and also, Joanne,
Yeah.
So they all started here with us.
Yeah,
So
we had a
if
bunch
you
of
just want to
different
get the podcast something going, we don't believe it's competition. We want us all to win.
Yeah.
And we believe more people putting the truth out there is better, So take care. God bless. Thank you so much for listening and share the show.
All right, guys. Stay human.
Love, peace, chicken grease, baby.
We out.